Hey guys, it's Krystyna, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today's video is going to touch on the topic of tone and body language as it relates to narcissistic abuse and mental abuse. This channel focuses on the topic of narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, narcissistic relationships, whether it be your boss, partner, coworker, a narcissistic parent, wide range. So if you or someone you know is going through this type of abuse, then I genuinely hope my videos can help educate you on this topic and help you on your journey. Today's topic on the discussion of body language and tone as it's conveyed in narcissistic abuse is actually very interesting. A long time ago, as anyone knows, I've been in sales and management for 12 years, and you are taught in sales that whether you're on the phone or you're in person, that your body language needs to convey your dedication to this person and your customer on this whole standpoint. So when you are talking to someone, not only your tone of voice, but how you're outwardly expressing yourself lets you know how engaged someone is in your conversation. So even if you're on the phone with someone, they want you smiling. You could be in sweatpants and you could be naked and looking like a lunatic, but if you're smiling, that is conveying to that person that you're showing courtesy and concern. You're genuinely concerned with what they have to say, and you're invested in coming to a solution with this customer, which leads an overall positive experience. This doesn't just apply in sales, this applies in general with communication. You can tell how invested someone is in the words that you have to say by how they're not only expressing their words back to you, but the tone that they're conveying it in, and by how they're presenting themselves. Whether it be an open stance, their legs are open, their arms aren't crossed, this conveys someone that's relaxed, they're open to this discussion, they're being truthful, or closed off, crossing of the arms and legs, maybe covering of the mouth, looking down, not making eye contact, which conveys either fear or the concept of being closed off to a topic because you're either uncomfortable, because you know that you did wrong in this situation and you do not want to be held accountable for that, or you feel a sense of guilt or inner shame for the topic at hand, so it's your body's natural reaction as a defense mechanism to cover yourself up. So if someone's screaming at you, a parent or your partner, when they're upset, you're probably going to close yourself off to that because you're uncomfortable and you're trying to protect yourself. Now, when you're talking to someone in a situation where your partner has NPD or this other individual, boss, whoever has this, they're not going to go into this conversation with you or end it if you are addressing something that causes them to feel, since they have a horrible core sense of self, if they're feeling attacked in the said situation, you have to keep in mind their entire personality persona that they put on this act to the world is all based on a horrible sense of self-esteem, a horrible core sense of self that is lacking many things, so they have very bad confidence. So anything that puts them in a position to feel as if a failure in the relationship or some type of contempt as a person or in their position of power or their lovingness as a parent, that's going to release the narcissistic rage, which is where they're attacking you. It's manipulation, gaslighting, disgust. And you're going to leave this conversation not feeling good, like as you should in a typical communication setting, where you went and you addressed something and the two people had a discussion, they came to a solution, and you feel better. When you're in a situation like this, before the words even leave the mouth, you're going to start seeing signs that you should have never walked into this to begin with, and that's exactly the feeling you're going to have when you're laying up at night thinking of what you could have said to make this conversation any differently, or I'm going to send them this long paragraph, or I'm going to call them and I'm going to say this, this, and that. You're basically turning into an attorney pointing to facts A, B, and C. And that will be the sign where you are scared to go into a conversation with an individual, that the body language and the words are dearly affecting you. So when you're talking to someone and they're conveying something through body language and tone where they're not engaged or not invested in anything you're saying, you're going to get eye rolls, and you're going to get fluttering of the eyes, maybe the dismissive behavior with the hand motions. You're going to get someone, maybe you're saying every word that you think they want to hear, and you're standing there as a presenter on a platform trying to convey to them how sorry you are if maybe some of the situation's either flipped around and you're apologizing for something that's not even your fault, or you're apologizing for something in general if you messed up. you're going to know that that person's not invested by those mannerisms, and maybe they're just scrolling through their phone. So you're feeling during this process, you're noticing these actions, the tone of voice, if there isn't anything said to begin with, if you're not getting a silent treatment, or through the fact that they're just literally paying attention to something else, outwardly just completely disrespecting you, where you might actually say to them, can you at least listen to what I'm saying? I'm really trying here. And you're going to be met with either, okay, got it, or I can do two things at once, okay? I don't know why you think I'm not listening. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just listening. I can look at my phone too and pay attention. Now, if you were supposedly in a conversation with someone and you did that exact behavior but reversed, what would you be thinking internally in terms of what that person's saying? You would be either like, yeah, okay, sick of hearing this. This is a bunch of crap. Or, yeah, I don't care about anything you have to say. F you very much. You're not invested in anything that that person has to say, and you have to think about it. If you conveyed that same body language and tone back, you would be doing it to make that person know that you just don't care, either on purpose or on accident. Sometimes we cannot control our nonverbal cues. It conveys exactly what we're thinking. You have to understand that the fact that you're going into this discussion with, you have empathy, you have emotion behind what you're saying because it's something important to you. That person you're talking to, whether they care about you genuinely or not, you care about them. So you're gonna have some emotion involved in this. You have to understand that when they're conveying this disgust and discontent with you and just complete lack of even engaging in this conversation, what they're doing back is they're literally showing and conveying their complete disgust and discontent for this conversation because they do not have empathy. NPD is literally defined by the lack of empathy and the need for power and control. So if a person cannot dominate you, then they want to make you feel small. You know that during this conversation, as it's progressing, you're going to remember this person's insincerity later on that night when you're laying in bed and you literally can't sleep. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna resignate and you're gonna renovate. The term, I cannot remember what it's called, rumiate. You're going to rumiate this behavior that is happening and you're gonna think about it over and over again because it's burned in your mind. Because in a moment you were presenting something factual, legit, important to you to the table. That person was literally showing you and expressing through words how unimportant anything you have to say to them truly is. So if it's in their tone, and since the two main goals is to dominate and manipulate, if not use you for a sense of looking good, they want the control. So they might use a tone of voice and total disgust to completely shut you down because God forbid you have feelings so annoying. Or maybe they're getting loud with you and talking to you in a controlling, scary manner meant to manipulate you into being quiet because now you feel small. They might raise their voice or they might sound really nasty and get close to your face as a means to let you know that you are not in the right here. You are the problem. You will regret this conversation later, and that is a good thing because they are training your brain to not want to come to the table and address problems. I actually, in my situation, did not understand this at the time, the correlation here. But I was afraid eventually to bring up a topic at hand, even if it was a continuous pattern I saw of just the same thing that was being promised to me under false pretenses, that they were going to stop. I would see that Fox apology, and I eventually got scared to even bring these topics up because I knew I would leave that conversation feeling less than important. I would feel unheard by the body language alone. I would feel small by the way the tone was given back to me. You might get one-word answers where, sure, got it. And you feel like, why am I even expressing my wants and needs in words to this person? They do not have any genuine concern for what I'm saying. Other times, however, you may see the hectic job of a year. There was a situation with me where I was so used to this pattern of tone that showed me anything but someone invested in anything I had to say. And they messed up, and I was ready to leave at this point. I was done, completely done. They came to me, and this was burned in my brain. They looked me in the eyes and told me, I know I messed up, and I'm gonna mess up, but you have to understand that I know I did something wrong here, and I know I have not treated you the right way for a while now, and I'm so sorry, but I want you, I want our family, I'm gonna do everything I can to try, and yes, I'm gonna F up, but you have to understand and give me the chance to show you that I will do better. I promise you that, because you deserve it. That literally brought me to tears. It made me cry. I was not used to being validated with my words, being told that this was a scenario where I had the right to be upset. It blew my mind. It literally made me cry. What I did not understand, though, is that apology that was presented at that time is coming from someone that has very self-serving behavior. Anyone who has MPD has the lack of empathy, the need to dominate and control, but also me mentality. Where if they do deliver a genuine apology and, you're just sitting there thinking about it and it's used as a means to hoover you and draw you back in, that one genuine apology is everything that you've wanted to hear. And that instance is a way to manipulate you to still stick around, because in that current moment, they still need you. Whether it be for money, for sex, for the things that you do for them, you are providing a mean to them, a needs, a big help in their life. So if they do deliver that Academy Award-winning performance, it is literally to self-serve some purpose that you have currently in their life still. Maybe they don't have another person yet, another supply source. Maybe they need you around still because you're helping with the rent. If you get that back, understand that it is not authentic and genuine like it seems, but you've been so deprived of these genuine emotions for so long to actually see them presented to you. It's amazing, because they could say that same speech back to you, but if they're saying it like this, or saying it in a way where it sounds sarcastic and ungenuine and anything but what they mean, it's going to have a totally different meaning now, isn't it? So you have to understand that when they are giving you the eye roll, when they are giving their tone in sarcastic, disgusting ways, if they're making you feel invalidated, the first sign that you're in a narcissistic relationship is you are afraid, again, to have these conversations, is the fact that you walk away from them feeling unheard, like you have no voice, like your words are not important. And what type of communication is that? It's crap. Why would you ever want to convey to another person such negative feelings? And again, if you were expressing that same demeanor back, you have to stop and think about what you would personally be thinking in your head at the time. And I know it's going to be hard to hear this, but the point is they do not give a crap. That's it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. In that moment, you are not of a priority, and they don't give a crap whether this is a thing that's solved, and they don't care how their demeanor is affecting you. It is all about them, and they are outwardly telling you they're disgusted with it because emotion is not their strong suit, and you are definitely bringing emotion to the table, which is a big no-no in a narcissistic relationship. What kind of relationship is that? If you or someone you know is experiencing this, I genuinely hope these videos help you. I actually have a project that I'm coming out with right now where I've got a local camera shop that sells equipment, sponsoring and donating equipment to help with this project. I have several, not only healthcare, like psychologists, counselors, but law officials on board to kind of shed light on the topics of mental, physical abuse, domestic violence, how it's viewed in a psychiatrist or counselor's eyes, the awareness to that subject, how law officials look when these cases are in court, how they view it. It's very interesting, and I noticed that's a topic that many people ask about, and I wanted to cover that. I'm pouring my blood, sweat, and tears, and I will continue to do videos like this consistently. That's never going to stop. But as this is ramped up, I was shocked because in the first 8 days of doing this series, when I looked at the analytics tab, it was almost 100 hours worth of content viewed, and that blew my mind. So thank you, you guys. I saw at this point, clearly my voice and my message is being heard, and my goal here is to help as many people as possible not only know that they're not alone, but understand that the type of abuse they're going through is so shameful and just so degrading that I don't want anyone believing that they will never be okay again, because I know that you have so much self-doubt installed in you through manipulation, through gaslighting. I don't want to see that happen to one person. I want that victim number to go down. I want people to understand these things don't change and to help them realize this before they waste their entire life. So what you guys can do to help in this process, and also I have another influencer who speaks on this exact topic, Hario Over the Top. He's amazing. I'm going to be actually a guest on his channel on August 28th at 9 p.m. if you want to view the live stream. I'm really excited. I'm nervous, but hey, I'm getting the word out there. I'm spreading a message, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. I'm really grateful and getting messages from you guys telling me how much I'm helping you, your support systems, understand what you've been through. That's awesome. And that's exactly why I'm doing this. I hope I can continue to do projects that are bigger, like the one I'm working on right now in the future. And as long as I'm getting positive feedback from you guys, then I'm going to continue to do as much as I can to spread awareness and help every single one of you. So if you want, I actually am looking to interview with people who have been through this as well, whether you were in a 30-long-year relationship, you spent your whole life with someone and left that situation after a lifetime, you divorced an individual. If you're comfortable telling your story, I can keep that completely private, NDA status, blur face, keep you safe. If you have a narcissistic boss, a parent, to protect your position of employment, I can completely take care of that for you. But I am looking to interview individuals in these relationships who've had long-standing lifetime relationships, who have narcissistic parents, bosses, whole nine yards. So if you're interested in sharing your story, either with that knowledge out there or on a private level and want to join this project, then you can email me, and my email will be attached in the description below, and also any other contact information I'll put there. Thank you guys again so much. I'm so grateful and looking forward to talking with you again soon. Thanks and take care.